Hi guys, it's Muse here. Just wanted to do a quick video and let you guys know why I do not sleep in a shelter. So guys, before we go any further, go ahead, subscribe, like this video, do all those good things that you guys need to do. So hit that subscribe button, and it really does encourage me to make more videos. So hit that subscribe button for me. But today, like I said, we're going to talk about why I don't sleep in shelters. So my very first day on the Appalachian Trail ever was in 2020, and I went down to Georgia to start my through hike, and I started, well, needless to say, in a lot of rain.
So I'm having my first lunch on the Appalachian Trail. I made his Springer and back to this little park where that dude dropped me off. I'm eating leftovers from yesterday. Hope I don't get food poisoning. I want y'all to look at this shit. Look at what this is what I signed up for. What the hell was I thinking? But at this point, you want to know what I really am thinking? I have got to pee. And how am I going to pee without getting my ass wet? I thought about being in the rain. Brace the hike.
So you see, I mean, you can see what it looked like when I started. I mean, like, oh my God, it's rated like cats and dogs. And if you've never been on the Appalachian Trail, and when they say it rains, and it doesn't like sprinkle. I mean, like, it rains a lot of times. So I was walking, and I originally thought maybe I'd get to Hog Mountain that first day, and but it was raining so bad, and it was my first time. I'd done plenty of day hikes in the rain, but I never, like, this is my first time carrying a pack and with my weight on it and going for a hike. And so it was like, oh God, welcome to the AT. And so I decided, all right, I'm gonna stop at Stover Creek Shelter. And so that's where I went ahead and just stopped for the night. And it was my first time on the AT, and I'm thinking, well, I really would love to, like, sleep in a shelter, get that, ooh, I'm going to sleep in a shelter. I'm on the Appalachian Trail, and it was raining, and I just did not feel like sitting in my tent. And so I stayed in the shelter that night, and I kid you not, you guys, as soon as everybody cut off the lights, and it was in like towards the end of March, or like the 20th or something. And so when the sun went down, the sun will go down in the mountains, but there's still like that little light pink looking haze in the sky, and you could see in the rafters of the shelter. As soon as they cut the light off, mice just said, and like I could see them running across, and it was like headlamp off, let the party begin. And I didn't sleep a lot that night. I don't sleep well, and all night long I kept hearing that, and those mice were just everywhere. I could just hear them, like it was like they were having a party all night long. So when we got up the next morning, Aaron from my family, they had got his sleeping bag, they had got his puffy. When I started looking at my puffy, which was hanging out, they had got the synthetic stuff out of my puffy. They had got and I didn't realize it at the time, but apparently around my neck I had the that Nemo side sleeper. They had the little thing that went across your head. That's what I started the AT with, and they apparently must have gotten me somewhere around the neck, because it started to rip, and I didn't realize that it had a hole in it. But once I realized the hole was there, and that there, I had feathers coming out, and I realized that they had gotten started chewing and getting the down out of my sleeping bag, and that'll freak you out when you realize that these little mice were just running around, and like one of them was at my neck, people. And I swore, okay, like I am never ever sleeping in a shelter again. So lo and behold, this year I'm on the AT, and I've stayed at several shelters. I've been out there for about a week now, and I think it was at Logan, and I'm like, I'm gonna sleep in a shelter tonight. So watch this. So, despite having said I would never ever sleep in another shelter again, I've decided to stay in the deep gap shelter. There's my gloves, because it is 2 stories. Say hi, Andrew.
Hello.
And look downstairs. Look at this. This baby is nice too. This ain't one of them old shabby ones. This baby was made in 1991 by some folks right here. So I'm breaking my cardinal rule of no shelter sleeping. But I'm doing this because the ATC says they're closed.
Can't dictate our hikes if you're not gonna
Yeah.
recognize them.
You won't recognize me, I won't recognize you. Okay, so upon further inspection, I found what appeared to be a little mice hole with the good old spotlight. So took my hiking stick, and hiking stick right there. As you can see, I threw all my crap down from up there. Took my hiking stick, messed with his little bed, and the little frigger is running around in the shelter. A shelter mice, the crackheads of the forest, is the reason why I don't do shelters. Off to find me a nice tent spot. Whoop, whoop. This is where I'm staying at like that. I work the shelter. I work the stay there, but there's mice in it. So, needless to say, me and Andrew, and I'll leave a link for his YouTube. You guys can watch Andrew. He was did the same mileage as I was doing, and he wasn't speeding. He wasn't going fast, and he was a guy that few people, if you met him, you would probably say, "Oh, he won't make it," and he made it all the way. And he didn't, he wasn't busting out 20-mile days, and he made it. And it's not about getting there first, it's about getting there. So I'll leave a link for his YouTube channel, and you can watch him. He did a day by day, and they're just quick. You can run through them, and just to watch his journey. But anyway, so me and Andrew, we slept in tents that night. But that was my lesson learned, that because that was a nice shelter, you guys, and it was clean. There was nothing in the rafters, and something said, Carissa, go and check. Just check before you lay out your gear. And I had kind of started pulling everything out, and I noticed in the corner it looked like maybe some like stuffing way back in the corner. And I got my trekking pole, and I just started going up and down in the rafters. And I kid you not, this is not a mice, folks. This was a rat. It like jumped out. It was like about this big, man, and it just said "Doong," and it jumped out at me. And I'm telling you, oh my God, I was like, oh my God, oh my God. I call them trail crackheads. Okay, that is why I don't sleep in a shelter, because they are forest. They are forest crackheads out there everywhere. So I do not sleep in shelters, you guys. I you know I know at some point I'm gonna sleep in a shelter, and I know that I will get over my whatever with sleeping in with a mice at some point. I'll probably just be like, screw it. Let's all just share, But that's why, man, I'm not sleeping in no shelter with a mice. My next door neighbor, she told me how her sister went on a section hike, and she woke up in the shelter one night, and she had like this really long, beautiful brown thick hair, and she said that her sister woke up and the mice were trying to make a nest in her hair. Oh, let me tell you something. If I wake up as a mice, or y'all, I can't handle that. Like, there's some things that nah, I'm not dealing with some mice, and I don't have that much hair, so I'm trying to keep what I got. Anyway, but so guys, that is the reason why I do not sleep in shelters. I don't deal with the mice. To be honest with you, that first shelter I stayed at Stover Creek, there was at least 2 Gatorade bottles on the second floor that had urine in them, which is absolutely disgusting. And the night before we got there, or the day before we were there, that that morning there were some kids there that had been there for a couple of days, and he said he woke up and the guy had pooped in the fire pit, which is inside the shelter area. There's a little fire pit there, and somebody got up in the middle of the night and just pooped in the shelter. I mean, you guys, that's disgusting. Like, that is nasty. And so, you know, I get the pee bottle thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to figure out as a girl what is the best pee bottle out there. So I get it. You know, you guys are lucky. You guys can use the Gatorade bottle. But for God's sakes, man, don't leave it in a shelter. It's disgusting. Nobody wants to deal with your urine. And that nasty experience just really turned me off to shelters. But that one shelter located, man, it's so clean and nice. But I do know that I am going to stay at Fontana Dam. I'm going to stay at the Hilton. I'm excited about that. So I know that I'm going to have to sleep with some mice at night. I'm staying at the Hilton. But anyway, you guys, so thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And guys, if you're going to stay in a shelter, just be prepared to deal with the mice and deal with some pee bottles and possibly some poop. But I do hope that I don't have that kind of experience on my through hike this year. I hope that I don't have to report anything nasty coming from the trail news from Musongs. Anyway, all right, you guys have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, and there's a lot of us out there that are vlogging this year, and don't just support me, go out there and support all of us. And you guys have a good one, and I will see you on the trail.